So either that or the organized world like this. Nobody wants to live in such a world, I guess. So what's happening? The earth is dying. Well, don't worry, I'm just exaggerating a little bit. But we are destroying the planet in whatever way. You might have seen on a lot of TV documentaries or news or a lot of things. We destroy the forests, we cut the trees, and in a lot of developing countries like Vietnam, the conflict is that people just say, if we don't cut down the trees, we'll die. Because we have to sell it to buy food for our kids. We have to kill the animal to buy that, to sell that in the market, to buy food for our kids. And so sometimes environmental protection, wildlife protection, seem a little bit of like conflict to environmental protection. Sorry, to like livelihood and sustainable development and that kind of things. So it's very difficult for me to go around and say, hey, let's protect the animals or let's save the trees, because they say, what about us? I am hungry. So of course you are not in that situation. Well, not yet. But if you go to the countryside, you go to poor areas in Vietnam, you see the communities who totally depend on the forest, totally depend on anything they see around, the animals, or whatever roots in the ground. So how can we teach them about protecting the nature? Why they totally depend on it and they believe that they have to sell it so that they don't feel hungry and their kids can go to school. What else? What animal is this? Rhino. All right. Do you know what happened to our rhino in Vietnam? Oh, okay. Sorry, you again?
They had killed the rhino and then cut off the horn in the front of the...
For what?
It's like they sell it so that they get money.
And it's sell the horn for what?
They use it as jewelry.
Yeah? You have any?
So there's documentary. They put a microchip in the horn. So when they cut the horn, they go through the I don't know how it's called, but like when there's sort of bruises of things, they check the horn. The thing will beep and they won't let people pass.
Exactly, they will locate the hunter, right? But that's for the very lucky rhinos, because the rhinos are not that lucky in Vietnam, because 2 years ago the last driven rhino in Vietnam, the last one, was killed. The last one. So the rhino have gone extinct in Vietnam. You are not going to see any rhino in Vietnam at all. And the thing is, because I work for WWF, you know WWF, right? The Panda organization. I worked for WWF for 7 years, and we spent something like $7 million to protect the Cat Tien National Park, South Ho Chi Minh City, to protect that rhino for 7 years, for so many years. And boom, just a hunter killed the rhino like that, and all the money and all the effort just gone to the sea. Yes, you want to say something.
But if there's no more rhinos in the zoo?
The ones in the zoo right now are not the German rhino, which is like, how to say, specialty of Vietnam. Because the German rhino just exists in Vietnam and Indonesia. And Indonesia, there are like, well, a few more left until, well, the Vietnamese hunters have not wished them yet, so wish them luck. But the thing is, because, okay, with the biodiversity and stuff, you cannot bring animals from other countries in. And they, so we have a rhino. Because all the species have to be like the local, kind of, to make sure that the species are not crossbred, you know. So for the German rhino in Vietnam, it's gone. It's like forever dead. And what would be the next species, big mammal, to go extinct? I have no idea. What do you think? Tiger? Could be. Or something else? Whales.
Tigers? I'm sorry, monkeys?
Monkeys. Some sort of monkeys or langurs. Juk langurs and some, yeah.
Buffaloes?
Buffaloes. Well, Vietnam, we don't have that many wild buffaloes, the one that are really rare should be in Africa. But yeah, one.
I'm not sure there's some in Vietnam and in Asia, the giant panda.
The giant panda, the panda are fine actually. There are more in the wild right now than like years ago because of all the conservation efforts. Yes?
The tigers, because like there are only like something 2,000 tigers left in the world.
And in Vietnam there are like 50. And yeah, well, good luck with them. And you know that the Vietnamese and the Chinese, somehow they believe that the tiger bone, the rhino horn will have magical medicinal functions. So it can cure cancer, it can cure HIV, and all sort of things. It doesn't. And the thing is, because they strongly believe in that, so they just like be willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy the horn or to buy the tiger bone, and that's why they're just gone and gone. And when all the animals in Vietnam are gone, they will go to Indonesia, they will go to Laos, they will go to neighboring countries and kill all the animals there. So you are the hope of Vietnam. Of course, some of you will not live in the country forever, but I really hope that in the future you will be the one to save the last animals in Vietnam. What else did you do? Now you see everywhere. You go to the street, you see Vietnamese people with like totally covered up because of the sun, of course, but more because of the dust, because of pollution. When I would grow up, like when I was a kid like you, like many years ago, we had only bicycles. And like bicycles everywhere. I saw like a few cars in a day. But now like cars and motorbikes everywhere. And we consume too much power, we consume too much energy, and we waste a lot. So everything just dumped into the air. And that's why, you know about like, you heard about global warming, right? Global warming. Do you know what causes global warming? Oh, everyone is like an expert in this field. You? And what else? All right.
The air will make a hole in the atmosphere, which the heat will come in, and the earth will warm up, and the ice will melt down, and
Perfect.
the water will cover all the land.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
It's kind of similar. There is like, I think in Antarctica there's like a hole with heat, and that's why from carbon dioxide, which is making it really hot on Earth, and it's, yeah.
Wow. You know about carbon dioxide. I'm surprised.
Clever.
Thank you. All right. So, because we are using too much energy, we burn too much fossil fuel, fossil fuels, gas and oil and coal especially, and so our planet is becoming warmer and warmer because of the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has increased, and that's why we're getting hotter and hotter. That's good for the cold countries, right? Not really, because cold countries will become even colder, and the hot countries become hotter. That's why cold is going to change. And the thing is, all this pollution are causing a lot more lung diseases and a lot other health problems in Vietnam. And you should be lucky because you live in Khao Dien or in some like a little bit fresher environment than in downtown or other districts in Vietnam City.
It's like the polluted air, like when it goes towards the atmosphere, it makes the hole. It causes a special ray from the sun. It's called ultraviolet ray. It comes into the earth and melt down and stuff.
Yeah. I totally agree with you, and I'll talk about that a bit more later when we come to 350 things. Okay. What else do you do to the environment? Look at all the, I don't know, you might not have seen all this, but we recharge everything into the water bodies. And you see pollution in the air, pollution in the water, and what would cause us harm? How harmful it could be? You.
get the water and some people drink it.
Yeah.
And it's polluted, so it's bad for our bodies, and the fishes, they might die.
Exactly. Yes. What else? You again?
The fish in the water, when they're in the water, they might look in the water, and the acid may burn their eyes, and they could start being polluted, and a lot of land animals drink that water.
We drink the water as well. In the countryside, people just drink straight from the river or the lake. And what else? We living in the city, we eat the fish that are contaminated. So we are doomed in many ways. Next one, please. We should. Okay, so we do a lot of things to burn up the earth. So we are talking about the global warming, and the problem is that it doesn't mean that, okay, it's getting warmer, so what? We can turn on the AC a little cooler and we will be fine. It's not going to happen, right? What will happen when the planet is getting even warmer and warmer? What will happen? Yes?
It may exceed the limited temperature which should be on the Earth. And
Sorry, what did you say?
it might exceed the limited temperature which should be on the Earth.
Mhm.
And human beings can, take in
Yeah.
so 3 degrees.
Okay.
If that exceeds, many people might burn down. They might get sunburn.
Oh yeah, we might die of sunburn. That could be one consequence, but there are more serious consequences to global warming. Anyone have an idea? You.
Well, I would say if the earth got too hot, then I'm saying there would be more tree fires.
Cool. Yes.
I thought also there would be more drought,
Yeah. Exactly.
and yeah, that's all I thought.
Okay. So there will be more drought. We will have less rice to eat. What else? If it gets warmer, the two poles, the South Pole and the North Pole, will melt, and the animal will die. Why? Why did they die?
Because they live in the cold weather, and then it's not down, they will down.
Okay, so the satellite, have seen polar bears. Have seen one polar bear, pregnant, who had to swim for 3 days before he can reach to the next iceberg to have a rest, just because of too much melting of the ice in the north. So it really a huge risk and danger for all the animals there. But not only that, the water melts and all the rivers, the sea level will rise. And you know what happened? If Vietnam is along the coastline, and
It will flood, and
it will flood,
and the tropical countries will be flooded, and the countries which is normally really hot can
yeah, well,
have
what
a lot
else?
of droughts.
Right, great.
And then there'll be limited places to live.
Exactly. We have to relocate. We have to go to the higher places to live. IIS might have to go to the mountain. That'd be fun. It's nice. But not only that, it doesn't only mean that we have to go to the hill or we buy a 7th floor up in an apartment. It's more serious than that when the sea level, the salted water comes into the river, comes into the fresh water, like rivers and canals and everything, and you cannot grow like plant cultivation, like rice and corn and everything anymore. We have less food. You will have to eat maybe plastic or something else, but there's no more food. Okay, that's scary. That scares me because I love eating. So when the earth is on fire, this is what I was talking about. The polar bears will die, penguins will die, a lot of others living in the poles will die. What else? There will be floods and storms because with climate change, the weather patterns will be so severe and extremes, and you have more floods, you have more horrible hurricanes killing people. What else? We have drought. We don't have any food to eat. And what else? We have famine. People don't have anything to eat in Africa already, and now they will have less and less food. There will be more people dying of hunger. Of course, I'm not talking about you, but think about those developing countries suffering from all this. Next one, please. So, okay, you can see that. Either we can go to another planet, like in the Wall-E, the movie. I might like that. I might like the ride to another planet. Why not? I just not want the seasickness, no, the movement sickness that much. But anyway, I think that would be nice to go to another planet, right? No, it's not. So we have to do something. So what can we do? Any idea? Oh. So we are 350, and of course, this is just a funny way. You have seen this plant, little thing in the movie, right? You are the only hope that we are having right now. I mean, the younger generation, you. I'm telling you, I'm going everywhere to tell people about the environment, and they are not listening like this. They just like, what? Oh, who cares? That kind of attitude. But with you, I have this positive reaction, like, oh, we have to do this, and oh, it'll be like that. And I really love this kind of like reaction from you. So I'm telling you that everything that we're doing right now will have a great impact in the future. And that's why people think that, okay, whatever we do now, we don't see the result right tomorrow, so why we have to care? And everyone thinks like that in Vietnam. That's why no one is doing anything. That's why I really want you to think in a different way, and so we can do something together. So what is 350? Okay, we were talking about the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Okay, just go back to the before the Industrial Revolution. You heard about that, right? Before Industrial Revolution, the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere was 287 ppm. And now, after like so many years burning fossil fuels, now it is 394 ppm. Why the safe upper limit, the safe level for everyone, for the human beings, is 350, and we are now 394. So that's why we're so hot. That's why natural calamities are happening everywhere. That's why we are suffering from shortage of food everywhere. So we have to do everything to reduce that carbon dioxide concentration by living green, by doing simple things. So what can we do? 350, oh my God. We are the superhero. Do I look like this guy? No, not really. Environment. So I want you, every one of you, to become one of the environment and joining 350, because we are the global climate change movement. We are global. We are like in 188 countries. We are everywhere. And yeah, I can see you somewhere here. And the great thing is that a lot of children join us in 350 movement. So they go and do the research on the coral, the impact of the climate change on the corals. Like in Australia, they go biking and encourage people to bike more rather than using huge cars all the time. And many other activities that the kids can do. Everywhere they go to the street and say, hey, the government, you have to stop using too much fossil fuels, or you have to use renewable energy. So kids are everywhere helping out 350 activities. And we are so thrilled because the kids, when they say that, they mean that. Because they don't have hidden agenda, you know what I mean. And so we are, next please. In Vietnam, we have like, right now, we have like 10,000 young volunteers in the whole Vietnam. And when I say young, well, they can be you, they can be a little older than you. And they do all sort of green consumption campaign. They go to they do our wildlife conservation project. So they go to restaurants and persuade the owners not to sell wildlife. It's very typical because when the restaurants are like making money on it, it's quite difficult to persuade them. And sometimes they say, oh, go away, or oh, you're very rude. Welcome to us. The kids, well, not really kids, but quite young for me. So they go to the forest and plant trees, and they do game online to educate younger kids to love the environment more. So we have a lot of activities in Vietnam. You know about the floods that come here quite often, right? Not the flood, the tide that sometimes flood the Thảo Điền area a little bit. So we go to the dike and reinforce the dike, plant the trees there. You might see some of our volunteers standing at the traffic lights and ask people to turn off the engines when the red light is over 20 seconds. So we save the fuel, and also we reduce the number of emissions. We have another interesting project. We call it the sun in a bottle. So they install the Coca-Cola bottle, they empty it, they put water in, they put some chlorine in, install it on the top of the really dark homes without windows. And with the sun above, the bottle will become light like this. It's a great initiative. And super cheap. You don't have to pay for the power at all. You save money for the electricity during the day. And this is a project that I would love to engage the IIS in. I talked to Andrew, and they're interested in joining this project. Of course, with a little bigger students than you are, because you cannot climb up on the roof, right? I'm just saying that we have a lot of activities to really not only save the environment, but also to help the people. We go to climate camp, we organize the Earth Hour. You heard about the Earth Hour, right? Yeah. So we mobilize thousands of young students to do the Earth Hour. We do events. These are a lot of singers and all the famous celebrities in Vietnam going to the forest and plant trees for us, mangroves for us. So I really hope that in the future we'll have some kind of trips together with your students, because planting trees is fun. Yeah, it is. It's just a little hard. It's a real hard work. But you love it. You love it. You love playing with the mud as well. So okay, let's join us. I think we'll after this. I would love to talk with you a little bit more on how you can do for not only for 350, but for the environment, for Thảo Điền environment, and even bigger maybe for the earth. And let's join us. I think you are all these cutie, Superman made of what? Wool. And one first thing you can do is joining us for the next Easter egg bash. Have you heard of that? This Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, you heard of that. So we are doing a lot of Easter activities and everything, but we also do small environmental activities there. So you can go there and plant small trees and bring back home the trees. You can do Easter egg made of recycled paper, newspaper. So a lot of other things, and it's going to be fun. So if you haven't signed up for this event yet, it's going to be in the American school on Sunday. So if you go there, you'll see a bunch of 350 volunteers in their t-shirts and running around doing the activities and games and everything, and you can talk to them and say, okay, let's go plant some trees someday. Okay, so thank you very much, and if you have any question for this superwoman, yeah, it's me, ask me questions. Thank you.